Hello, everyone. Here, Alejandro Bratti and William B. Isley from Unlock Clarity and Tingo TV channel 250. Please remember to download the free Tingo TV app on iOS and Android. Rate us and drop any comment while you are there. Also, Tingo TV is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today, we continue with the series that we have been going for the last several months in from surviving to thriving, and that's for me. It's very interesting that there are a lot of things to talk about this topic because really it's part of human life. Like normally, when we are going through several situations, we go back to the surviving mode and we are not even aware of that. So that's why we are taking all this time to talk about from surviving to thriving, so we can really understand from different perspectives and point of views what are the things that we can start to do to thrive in every area of our lives. So thank you for being here with us. How are you, William, today?
I am doing well. Doing well. I just heard this morning that the Schumann resonance of the planet has gone off the scale, and that would explain the amazing tiredness of the last few days.
And that's part of the things that are happening, and really we want to finish this from surviving to thriving, but we're enjoying also this process uh, because there are a lot of things that you can understand about even that thing that you are saying. Like, what is that you are saying, that the energy is changing everything, and that's why I am tired? Yeah, it's part of what happens, but first we need to be in the thriving mode and not in the surviving, so you can start to notice those type of things. So uh, thank you for being here. Today we are going to start with one of the topics that I love, and it's about creating your own declarations, and we are going to give a lot of tools and ideas to help you do it for yourself. And we are going to explain even what is the difference between affirmation and declarations, and what do we think about them. Both are very powerful, and we're going to give you some of the ideas on this. We normally use it interchangeable, like we don't understand what is the difference between one and the other, but even when it's very subtle, it's very important the difference between one and the other.
Absolutely. So then, affirmations. Generally, positive statements that we repeat to ourselves with the intention of shifting our beliefs and emotional states. They often focus on what we want to manifest or become, such as, I am confident and capable. And one of the reasons that some people, like myself, talk about affirmations being temporary and they don't work as well as they could, because depending upon where you are in the survival part, your choir could be huge. And so then just the simple act of saying, I am confident and capable, there's going to be 15 sections of the choir that pop up and go, oh, hell no, you're not. Why would you even tell me that? And so that's one of the reasons why people don't understand affirmation, think that affirmations don't work, because they're not going with the flow of incremental steps. They're trying to go from, I am poor as a church mouse, to, I'm a millionaire. And everybody back here, from your mom to your great great grandpa 15 times removed, is going, no, we're not. Why would you even say that? So then now we move into declarations. Why are these so important?
So, and I love even how you are saying it, because that changes everything. So declarations, on the other hand, take a step further, and that's key, and that's why we are doing this difference. They are bold statements of who we are choosing to be, and that's the key. Who do you want to be? Not, and that's why. when you have that choir talking to you, you can say, it's okay, but I am choosing this right here, right now. That's what I am choosing. And I am taking the power and I can feel empowered because of that. Rather than saying, in the future, I will be a millionaire, with the example that you were giving, it's like right now in the present, I am going to be anchored and I am feeling anchored right here, right now with what I am choosing in the present. So, for example, I am confident and capable in action. It's now. It's not I will be confident and I will be capable. No, it's I am confident. I am connecting to the now.
Yeah. One of the differences is that declarations are less about positive thinking. That has its place. We're not discounting any of that. It's more about embodying a new way of being. Declarations are a commitment to showing up as our highest self, even before we fully feel like it, even before we even start to feel like it. It's like putting on a new coat and growing into it. It's something that you probably know all too well, Alejandro, is when you're buying your children clothes, you attempt to buy one or two sizes bigger because it's only going to be 4 weeks before they grow out of those two sizes.
Yeah, exactly. And and that reminds me that I need to go to to buy some clothes for my big son because he's almost out of everything. So uh, So, as Charles Hamstetter, author of What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, explains, our self talk has a profound impact on our beliefs, behaviors, and outcomes. So, that's the choir, or it can be the choir, or it can be even ourselves, like our own mind telling us, like, no, 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 no. I'm sorry, Alejandro, but the belief that you have is that you are poor, or is that you are not capable of doing those type of things, that you are not fit, so it's impossible you can go to the gym because you are not a guy that likes to do that. So that's that self-talk that is stopping us to reach our best self and really feel empowered all the time. Those words and that self-talk is shaping our reality internally. And if you remember from every program that we have done, we are always talking about that. What is the reality is what you see inside first. Everything in the outside is just a reflection of what I am seeing in the inside.
Yes. And I was, while you were talking, I was just thinking we could probably do 6 hour long episodes on just this little thing by itself because there are so many layers to that onion. And it's the thing is, with my energy work that I've been doing, well, I just started a new round this week. And because I'm a certified emotion code practitioner, I learned how to do muscle testing really well. And each new thing that pops up that's negative, I am constantly muscle testing and asking, is this mine? Or is this a result of the process that I'm walking through? And without exception, so far, all of the crappy thoughts that I've had are not mine. They are somebody thinking me, somebody else's version of reality that is thinking me. And we want to keep that in mind because our self talk is very powerful. It's also where did it come from and who? And so then we move on to Mr. Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, neuroscientist, author, chiropractor. And he emphasizes when we consistently declare a new statement of being, then this is where the declarations come in. We start to install the neurological hardware that gives us the ability to embody it. And we shift from I'll believe it when I see it to I'll see it when I believe it. And that reminds me of the wonderful phrase that some people downplay, and I understand why: fake it till you make it in the recovery world. This this is the essence of that phrase: fake it till you make it. I will see it when I believe it. And for men, it's a little more important to act before we actually believe and we can see.
And and really to explain a little bit more these two words, the way that Joe Dispenza does it and explains it, and I keep doing it also every time that I am coaching somebody, is this ability that we have of, there is a faculty that everybody has, that is the imagination faculty. And in the imagination faculty, it's something that you can develop. Like sometimes we maybe don't have it right now because I am not a kid anymore, so I am not imagining things. I am really rooted in reality now. I know that's some things that a lot of times even I told to myself, but the imagination is a very powerful tool in our minds that we have, where we can start to visualize what we really want. And what he is saying here is exactly that. Start to visualize until you believe it, and you are like so in depth there, like seeing it like it's already here, even when it's not physically in the reality. Maybe like you say, you like to say that, William, in this 3D world is not here, but in other dimensions, in other, like it's already coming. Even if we talk from the Bible, we can go to Daniel. Like there is a fight already on heaven, and the answer is already given, but it's not here. The answer, it's something that already happened, and it's there, and it's coming here. That happens even in the Bible a lot of times, not only one time. So it's not about fake it until make it, but it's about visualizing and exercising our imagination to start to see it until ourselves we can stop the whole choir. Like it's okay, whatever you say, I already see it, so it's happening.
And it's like I was telling somebody a couple of days ago, it also, from the Christian New Testament, the faith is the grain of mustard seed, to be able to say to this mountain, move over here, fill in the sea. I mean, that's what you're talking about. That's an essence of what you're talking about, is I already know this will happen.
I am so secure, and I already saw it so profound that I know that it's happening. There is no doubt. It's what Mauricio is saying, faith. It's faith already. That's faith. I'm visualizing, I am connecting to the imagination, I am exercising that, I am seeing it, I am connected with God, I am connected with the universe, and I am seeing it. And when I see it, it's like, okay, I know that it's not here, but I know that it's happening, and I am so happy, and I am so enjoying this, even when I don't have it. That's the magic of this, and that's exactly what we are talking here.
When you were telling me last week, after last show, the analogy of husband and wife get pregnant, and it's going to be 9 months before that child is here, and yet we're still putting in the effort to get ready for that child. This has been wonderful. Thank you for sharing that last week with me. And I just thought I'd bring it into here too, because it's exactly what you're saying. It's like, I don't see it yet, and yet I know there will be some small human here in the very near future, so we better get ready.
Exactly. We are already preparing. If even when we don't see it, and we are like just confident on the machines that the doctor has to hear the heart of the kid, the baby, and like watch something that I remember the first time that I went with Danielle. I was watching that ultrasound, and it's like, okay, the doctor was telling, okay, this is the head. This is like, okay, you are an expert because it's impossible to see what is what. I know that right now it's much better, and I believe the even the machines are very good imagining how is that kid inside to help you understand what is inside. But uh, at the end, that's what is happening. So crafting declarations that are comforting, supportive, and aligned with our higher self is a key practice and comes from this idea of exercising your imagination, visualizing, and really watching how to do it. So right now we are going to start to see some ideas and some tools that we use to really write affirmations or declarations the way we do it.
Exactly. So the structure that we're going to go through is fancy term neurosomatic process. We use the concept and then three statements. I believe this concept. I decide something about this concept. I feel the feelings that decision made, brought up. And then, because of those feelings and that decision, today I will do something. This engages the cognition, the beliefs, decisions, emotions, and the actions. It's a holistic pattern and a new pattern that gets built. It's brilliant.
And now let's start with the concept of self-compassion. Why we are talking about self-compassion so much? Because everything starts with ourselves. If I don't love myself anymore, I will accept everything from everybody. So when I start to understand what is my value, I can guide others to respect me the way I am, and I will respect better others also. So this part of starting with ourselves, like sometimes we say it and we know it, like, oh, the worst enemy, my worst enemy is myself. That's exactly what we are talking about. Let's change that. You have to be your best friend, not your worst enemy. Take a moment to connect with the essence of treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. Feel that in your body. Kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. No matter what happened today, what happened this week, treat yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness.
And now let's craft the belief statement. So that was the concept. That was the concept where we will treat ourselves with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. So then, the belief statement. I believe that I am, big word, inherently. I believe that I am worthy of compassion and understanding. And let's just go a little step further from myself, not just everyone else. I believe I am worthy of compassion and understanding from myself, or for myself. No, from myself. Let's go with that. And myself is two words. Two words. My self, capital S. And so then, because that's, yeah, when we talk to ourself, uppercase S kind of thing. And so then you repeat that to yourself and you feel the truth of it. I believe I am inherently worthy of compassion and understanding from myself.
And it's a key what you are saying at the end. Repeat that until you start to feel it, because sometimes we are like, I believe in myself, or I believe I am worthy of compassion and understanding for myself. I believe that, and so it's like, no, it's not about just saying it, but it's connecting your emotions. It's like even like, okay, oh, this is in English and I am a Spanish speaking person, so okay, change it to Spanish and put it in Spanish. Whatever works to you, but say like, I believe I am inherently worthy of compassion and understanding from myself. I believe, like, and repeat it until you start like, oh, there is something moving inside. I don't know what is moving, but I like it. That's exactly what we want. Not so only repeating, but really moving your emotions and feeling it. That's where the magic starts to happen. It's not about just repeating anything like, yeah, I believe that I am so powerful. That is not going to change anything. Start to feel it. Move yourself and move your body. If you need to walk, you need to do one movement that you want to is going to remind you about that. Do it. Move your hand, move both hands, move whatever you need to move in order to start to feel it. So that's key. It's very important. The next point is a decision. I decide to treat myself with the same kindness I will extend to a dear friend. And that is key because normally when we have a very good friend, we can treat them very well. But when it's about us, ah, it doesn't matter. At the end, who cares? I am the only person, so I will treat about everybody else, but not about me. I will treat about that dear friend. So imagine that you are treating your best friend. I decide to treat myself with the same kindness I will extend to a dear friend.
Absolutely. And remember, feel that power. Feel the power of that choice. Now, as if we weren't talking about emotions before, let's move to the emotional part. I feel a growing sense of peace and self acceptance as I practice self acceptance, self compassion. And so then you want to, just as you did with the emotions, the movement, and whatever you need to do to get that going and get the brain involved, which is why we move the body. Because if we just say it, the brain doesn't actually sometimes understand that something happened. I mean, we can visualize great, make the film in our head so amazing, the brain doesn't realize that it's not real. And yet, when we want to do something like this, if we're not moving to a degree or feeling or whatever, the brain doesn't understand something's going on. It's incredible how that does or doesn't work depending. And so it's one of those, I feel the growing sense of peace and self-acceptance as I practice self-compassion.
And maybe the other point here, I'm sorry, I interrupt you,
Go ahead.
is I use it a lot. Like use my hands. Like, okay, for example, if I am talking about feeling something from my heart, I touch my heart directly. And I start to imagine that I am connecting and the emotions from the heart are moving. I feel a growing sense of peace. Peace is here. I am going to feel that peace here. I am going to accept myself here. I am going to have self compassion here. Those are words from the heart. So you can put your hand here and start to feel it. Like you are putting your focus in the place that you're putting your hand. And that starts to help to move. Energy in motion, emotions, energy in motion. So the idea is to put those feelings, those emotions in movement because that is where the magic happens. Finally, let's talk about an action statement. Today, not tomorrow, not in 1 week, not in 1 year, not in 10 years. Today, I speak to myself with patience and understanding, remembering my humanity in moments of difficulty. So, there is moments of difficulties? Yes. There is moments that I don't feel that everything is amazing? Yes, there are. When that is happening, I speak to myself with understanding, with patience, remembering my humanity, and imagine following through that commitment.
Yeah. Let's work on that statement a little bit. It's like, because It's like, today I speak to myself with patience and understanding. I remember and forgive my for I remember that I'm human in the moments of difficulty, because we sometimes forget that we're human. We try to believe that we are, what would you say? I don't want to say superhuman, because we're all superhuman. It's just a matter of, we believe lies about ourselves. And so I speak to myself with patience. Today I speak with my I speak to myself with patience and understanding. I remember that I'm human in moments of difficulty. Maybe that flows better. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
And so then we imagine, yes, I love that, Mauricio. Um, we're talking to the subconscious and we're talking to the unconscious. In my system, those are two separate critters in the human energy system. And so then, yeah, we imagine that we are following through on that commitment. And what I love about this particular believe, decide, feel, do loop is that, because I put the work into believing and deciding and feeling, it's easier for me to do. And sometimes it's something as simple as getting out of bed in the morning.
Mm.
And so, yeah. Okay. Now, as I was already moving into this, but it's like, let's put it together. Self-compassion. I believe I am inherently worthy of compassion and understanding from myself. I decide to treat myself with the same kindness I would extend to a dear friend. I feel a growing sense of peace and self acceptance as I practice self compassion. Today, I speak to myself with patience and understanding. I remember I'm human in moments of difficulty.
I love it. So I just want to add one thing about the subconscious. What Mauricio is saying, it's critical, because talking to the subconscious is exactly what we are saying, doing here, and the reason we are doing that, and the unconscious. But let's simplify for everybody here with the subconscious. Is between 2 to 5% of our capacity is in our conscious mind, and the other 95 to 98 is with the subconscious. So imagine, like, I want to transform my life. I want to be that millionaire that you were speaking at the beginning, but I want to do it only with my 2 to 5% because I am just using my conscious mind. It's going to be extremely, extremely difficult. And that's the way we work normally, because we are not watching to all the subconscious programming, all the things, all the beliefs, everything that was created there since we were born. Plus the our parents things, and all the teachers and all the people that interacted with us, that were putting the seeds of limitation that they had, not because they wanted, but just because that's what they believe at that moment. Even culturally, because I was born in Guatemala, what were all the things that we found there? So that subconscious is full of all those programming and those ideas. What we are explaining here is one of the tools, is not all the tools, but one of the tools that you can start to use to start to reprogram that subconscious. You can be very conscious about what do you want to have in your subconscious. This is one of the tools. There are a lot of tools that we can work together if you want to. William and myself, we are working doing that with people, with CEOs, with entrepreneurs, with directors, with different people, even employees, normal employees. We are doing it, and we have seen amazing results. like how they multiply everything in their lives, but how is using the subconscious, because that's 95 to 98% of your capacity. So when you do that, you go. I have a method that says when you are using your subconscious, you have a bullet train. When you are using your conscious, you have a bike, a bicycle. That's more or less the difference. So if you want to reach your goals, like, okay, do you want to go in a bicycle or do you want to go in a bullet train? It's up to you. So
Exactly. So let's touch on the importance of self care and filling our own cups first. It's a concept that it's talked about a lot ad nauseum, and it's not. It's a difficult one to understand and practice sometimes, especially in our wonderful westernized culture. So, take it away, Alejandro.
So many people, especially high achievers and caregivers, tend to prioritize others' needs over their own. And I am speaking to myself. That's something that I did for a long time, even myself. When I am coaching, I am caring about others, and I am doing that normally. And suddenly, I started to forget myself, and I was like, okay, no, I need to help like so many people, and let's do it. And I continue to do it, and suddenly, like, okay, but there are a lot of things that you are not doing for yourself. So that's part of the self love, and that's why we have been talking the last month just in self compassion. Why? Because that's that happens all the time. You start to care about others, and suddenly you forgot about yourself, and that's where the real magic happens when you are caring yourself. So put your energy into work for family relationships, and you don't leave attention or it like it's when I have kids, that happens a lot too. It's like we tend to go and start to care about them all the time, and it's about them everything, but not about me. And what happened to me? If I am okay, they will be okay. If I am giving everything to them, suddenly I will feel so exhausted that I don't have any energy for myself, and they are going to start to feel it too.
Exactly. And this is a good recipe for burnout, emotional depletion, and lots of other things. When we neglect our own needs and well being, we gradually erode the ability to be resilient or have the capacity to show up fully in our lives first and then in other people's lives second. It's like trying to pour from an empty cup. There's nothing left to give. And I burned myself out multiple times, not just because of this, because of other things. So, yeah, it makes a big difference.
And that's very powerful, just as a metaphor. We can serve others effectively if we are running on empty ourselves. So, how I can serve better others, I need to replenish myself. I need to learn how to do it. I need to use self compassion. I need to use self care. I, I, it's about replenishing ourselves, like the reserves that we have, the energy that we have, the compassion, all the resources, so we can help others sustainable. Like not, I can get like even when I am caring about others, I can get so depleted that I am in the burnout too, even when I am the high performance coach.
I tell people you can't take care of others if you don't take care of you first. And the nice thing is, self care can take multiple forms, depends on who you are, your needs, your preferences. Some people, it might be taking a relaxing bath, reading a book, practicing yoga, uh, climbing rocks, could be pursuing a hobby, spending time in nature, climbing rocks, connecting with your loved ones. Doesn't necessarily have to be family. I mean, I'm here in America and we have the concept of family of origin and family of choice. And so, yeah, just loved ones.
And that happens everywhere. So, and this in high performance is key. Uh, Identify what do you love and what do you know that helps you to be better. For example, I love photography, and I know that each time that I go outside and be in nature and start to take photos, that helps me to replenish myself. So when I understand that, I have the awareness of that, I can start to plan even once per month to go outside and take photos. So that's exactly what we are talking. Uh, we have a comment here: self-care is necessary so that you can become one with yourself. Then you can focus on the others that count on you. That's exactly what we are saying here. So identify activities that nourish and recharge you on a deep level, not only like, yeah, this is something that helped me watch TV. That's because you are not doing anything. No, that's not what we are talking. It's about those things that maybe going to the gym, maybe going to a walk, maybe playing some music, something, listening to music, listening to audiobooks, reading a book, going outside with your hearts, like everything. And everything it's about giving ourselves permission to prioritize our own well-being. Why? Because those people that we love, those people that are counting on us, for example, in my case, my kids, if I don't take care of myself, I know that I am not going to be able to play with them in 15 years when they are grown-ups, and I want to be there for them. So if I don't take care of myself, how I am going to do it? And I need to start today, not in 10 years when I am full of sicknesses and disabilities and other things.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm about to talk about a difficult subject here. It's a simple and powerful self-care practice, setting boundaries. I know I just scared the crap out of most of you. Um, this means learning to say no to demands or requests that drain our energies and compromise our values. It's it's about protecting our time and space so that we can show up more fully in the areas that truly matter to us. Whether you're a caregiver, whether you have a business, whatever it is, that's important to you and it matters to you. So then, if not me, then who? If not now, then when?
And what I have found when I am coaching somebody in these areas, talking about our energy or compromising our values, normally, I am not saying that always, but normally people doesn't know exactly what are their values or what is his best self. And that's where clarity comes. And I have completely one session just about clarity to understand what is the best version of you, so you can really know when to say no and yes, because you have clarity completely of what is your best version. And that best version can decide. I know it, like, okay, I know that I connect, I care, and I inspire people. So if I am not doing those three things, or the things that I am doing are not connected to that, I can set a boundary because it's not connected to me. So that's very key to know exactly that. Another important point of self-care is self-compassion, something that we have been talking for a while. When we are kind and understanding toward ourselves, we create a supportive inner environment that allow us to weather life's challenges with more grace and resilience.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Self-compassion. It's about treating ourselves with the same care and consideration that we would extend to a great friend. It's about acknowledging our own needs, our limitations, our humanness. And here's the challenging part, without judgment or criticism. Oh
Mm.
my God. That's a whole other 6-week course.
And really, that course can be done just by doing meditation, just you learning to hear those. When you do that in a meditation, start to take some time to breathe, you are going to start to have this choir telling you a lot of things, including yourself, like all the things. And when you learn to listen to that without judging that, you are going to avoid these 6 weeks of learning about this. But I know it can take 6 weeks for you to learn that, and it's okay. But start with something, even 1 minute that you are doing, that you are listening to that, not judging, like, oh, how I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot. No, it's like, okay, I forgot. It's okay. And you continue listening to that. So some practical ways to cultivate self-compassion include speaking to ourselves kindly, prioritizing rest and relaxation. So it's not about sleeping all the time. It's about resting and having relaxation, seeking support when we need it. Okay, you are listening to this and like, yeah, I need support, but I don't know anybody. Okay, you know us. We can help you. If you know another person, do it with that other person. But if something of this is resonating and it's like, I don't know what to do or how to do it, call us, send us an email, send a message here. We are here to help you. It's about recognizing that we are doing the best we can with the resources that we have, and that's enough.
Ultimately, self-care and self-compassion. They're about valuing us and our well-being as much as we value others. Oh my God. It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup. We can't care for ourselves. We got to remember that taking care of ourselves is not selfish. It's essential for our ability to thrive and make a positive impact in the world.
So, to everybody, we want to encourage you to reflect on what fills your cup and nourishes your soul. So, make self care a non negotiable priority in your life and watch how that start to transform your capacity for resilience, for joy, for compassionate, for everything. Everything is going to start to change.
Exactly. And now let's move on to some action steps so that you can actually put these things into practice right now. So then, number one, well, yeah, however we want to take this.
Start a self compassion journal. Take a few minutes. That's something that we always say and we continue saying because it's key. Take a few minutes each day to write down moments when you show yourself compassion or you needed compassion but didn't give it to yourself. It's okay. You don't judge it. You just self-reflect and start to see it. How can you can respond to yourself with more kindness and understanding in those situations?
Exactly. Number two, create a self care menu. Make a list of activities that nourish and recharge you, both physically and emotionally. It could include things like a bubble bath, a nature walk, talking to a supportive friend. Choose one activity from your menu each day and prioritize it as an act of self care.
And that is really cool. Like finding a menu for that. That sounds really cool. So number three, practice self-compassionate self-talk. Um, Notice when you are engaging in a negative self-talk or you are criticizing yourself, pause, take a deep breath, reframe that. And even the reframe can be as simple as I release. With it's not like, yeah, Alejandro, I don't know what to say. Just release. Release, 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 release. I have done it a lot of times and works wonderfully. Like when I am like, I don't like this. Okay, release, 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 release until I release. So if it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes saying it with all the choir telling you a lot of things, release, 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 release. So that is going to start to change a lot. Treat yourself as you will do to a beloved friend. That's something important.
Yeah, this is truly important. We want to remember to attempt to be that third person inside our own head and treating ourselves the way we would someone else.
Yeah.
If you get nothing from today, treat yourself the way you would a friend who's in a similar situation and going through crap. How would you treat that person? Treat yourself that way. Okay, number 4,
Yeah.
cultivate a gratitude practice. Each day, take a few moments to write down 3 things that you're grateful for about yourself. It could be a personal strength, a challenge you overcame, a way that you showed up for yourself or others. Focus on gratitude. Focusing on the gratitude helps shift our attention to what's going right and cultivates a more compassionate mindset. And remember, gratitude could be something as simple as I got out of bed today. I brushed my teeth. I had food. I did this, that, and the other. Because sometimes when someone says cultivate gratitude, write it down, all this stuff, they're normally talking about these large, grandiose things. And let's start small and simple. Because if we're moving from survival to thriving, it's like, I'm grateful that I got out of bed this morning. I'm grateful that I brushed my teeth. I'm grateful that I drank a glass of water. I'm grateful I can walk. I'm grateful I can talk, yada, yada, yada. Just keep it simple until you can be grateful for more things.
And even another area like gratitude for me is key. And I am teaching my kids, 4 years old and 6 years old, how they can do it in a daily basis. And I am asking them, like, even when you don't have anything, you have to tell me at least one or two things that you are grateful about today. Oh, I'm going to sleep. Okay, that's a good thing. You can go to sleep and you have a place where you can sleep. You can be grateful about that, even if you're not grateful about anything else. But that's a practice that you can start to develop a muscle that is going to be amazing for you. 5, reach out for support. We have told you several times today, and we will keep saying it. Not because we are selling you, because we know how much we can help you. Self-compassion doesn't mean you have to do it alone. You can do it with other people. There are people like us, professionals that want to help you. There are other people like maybe a trust friend, family member, another professional, but look for help because there are a lot of this self-talk that when you start to tell it to another person, it's like, no, that's not that true. And that's where you start to find out. Allow yourself to be heard, validated, and supported by others who care about your well-being. That's why we are doing this program because we really care about you.
Yes. And remember, we all have to have support from time to time. And asking for help is a profound act of self compassion. And I know for men in particular, masculine beings, shall we say, asking for help is sometimes less preferable than going to the dentist and getting a tooth pulled out without anesthetic. So I know this is a big ask.
And remember, embracing self compassion is a journey, not a destination. So it's not like, okay, you finally get it. No, it's a journey. It's something that you are going to do all your life and you learn how to do it better. Be patient and kind with yourself as you practice these actions and cultivate a more loving relationship with you, and be consistent. It's much better if you do it 5 minutes per day than if you do it 1 hour per month. So small, consistent steps can lead to big changes over time.
And as Alejandro said it earlier, we are here to support you every step of your journey. We believe in your capacity to thrive because we're believing in our capacity to thrive. And so that you can meet life's challenges with the resilience, wisdom, and compassion that you deserve.
And we have somebody writing single parent supporter that I don't know her name, but at least if that is what you are doing, I love it. Single parent supporter. Yes, I love. So there is a lot of type of people that is helping. So thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for Mauricio, everybody for writing even the messages, Eduardo. This show can also be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you, William. Thank you all. See you next week.